even the most well thought out, properly programmed plans are subject to change. And because we live in a world that we have relatively little control of, and there's opportunities coming up and going constantly, real strength comes from a person's ability to take the situation, the unplanned situation, the plans that they've made, and find a way to make things work. And that idea has really been bespeaking to me on these last few days um, because of some news I got and a very interesting invite. So I live in Washington, and this next coming weekend is the Empire Classic Bodybuilding Show, and I have received an invitation to participate, not as a bodybuilder, of course, but on the stage the night show, there will be a pro deadlift challenge, and I'm one of the 5 people who have been invited to compete in that event, and it's a USAPL thing, which is the first time that I've done that in years since my last experience. And to my understanding, there are no weight classes, and the weigh-in that we will be doing doesn't really matter a whole lot other than potentially qualifying for the Arnold Pro Deadlift according to Wilks, but that won't affect the the competition that we're doing here. So, to my understanding, I'm one of the smaller guys. I know that my friend Grant Higa, who is an incredibly awesome friend and strongman, is going to be lifting at this. I believe Brad Gillingham is going to be lifting at this. For those of you who aren't familiar, I believe he's pulled 881 in a single ply suit in the USAPL. In an IPF, he's one of the most prolific IPF lifters in the history of that federation. And a few other individuals who I am not fortunate enough to know at this moment, but I'm sure I will get to know them on the day. So I was asked if I would participate, and I said yes, I will do that, but it also means that I don't really have much time to prep. Literally, this workout was on Saturday, and the event is next Saturday, so I don't have time to go through a normal peaking protocol, but again, just trying to roll with the punches and take the situation that I have, make the best of it, and try to represent the best of my ability on that day. It's going to be a lot of fun, I'm sure. The show is, I believe it's 6 o'clock at night, and we will be lifting in a 20-minute time slot at around 7 o'clock, which is perfect for me. I love late night workouts. Definitely a couple of different things. It's a deadlift only meet. I believe there's no restriction on whether it's equipped or not, so I have a feeling that a few of the guys will be wearing single ply gear. I will not be. I believe Grant probably won't be. And I'm just going to go and give my absolute best effort and see how things go on that day. So, keeping that in mind, I brought my, I kept my intensity from getting too crazy high on this day on my squats, and I decided instead of hitting my pause deadlifts like I would normally do on Sunday, I combined, again, just like last week, these 2 workouts into one session as kind of my last training pulling session to get me a little bit ready for that. Because it's a USAPL event, I believe we're going to be pulling on an Eleiko bar, which is incredibly stiff, and so the bar physics are different than pulling on a Texas deadlift bar, which I haven't competed on that kind of bar with the calibrated plates in a few years. The last time I did it, it was all right. I didn't even understand the difference at the time, and I'm just very thankful that I've in this training block been pulling on my stiffer bar every other pulling session, so it shouldn't be as crazy of a shock, but it will be a different experience. And the fact that we are going to be in this 20-minute time slot for the 5 of us rotating through, I have a feeling that our attempts are going to go pretty fast. So it's not going to be a normal meet type event experience. And we're going to be up on a bodybuilding stage, so it's just going to be, I really don't know what to expect. I'm just going to give it my best. With that out of the way, going back to the workout here, I did my 3 triples of my 80% squats with my looser knee sleeves, and then I dropped down and did 3 triples of my pause squats. The goal for those was actually to hit a similar amount of volume that I did last week, but to increase the volume density by decreasing the amount of time that it took to get through all of those sets. So I actually decreased my original squat time from last week by about 13 minutes for the same workload, and then I kept the pause squats in around the same time, despite adding a rep per set and having a pretty unfortunate misload of an extra 10 pounds on the right side for my first triple, which made me think I was crazy for a little bit, but then I figured it out and just figured I wasn't crazy. I was just a dum-dum. After the squatting, I moved on to my bench pressing, trying this new grip. So technically everything I hit today was a PR. I moved my hands in another finger width, so I went from having at the start of this training block, having my index finger on the ring to my middle finger on the ring to floating in between the middle and the ring finger on the ring. And on this day, I was officially up to pinkies on the rings. That is a protocol that Matt Phelps has suggested we try to work towards, and he feels strongly that it will help increase, in the long run, it'll be a good choice for my bench, and it should also help to break down that imbalance of my shoulder and protect the right shoulder a little bit more, because those uneven lockouts get really scary at heavy weights. So 430 single with the slingshot, dropped down and hit 385 for 2 sets of 4. And then instead of hitting triples on my pin presses, he wanted me to do just some heavy work just to get used to that. And so with a new grip, it was awkward, but managed to hit, I guess, what are both PRs on that for singles. And then afterwards, I moved on to my deadlifts and decided I was going to work up to kind of whatever felt like there. I was definitely torched at this time. The workout just went on for a very long time. At one point during the benching, I actually had to go inside and make myself some food because I had been out there for so long, and it's just a taxing experience. So I worked up and hit a 635 single, which I believe will be my last warm-up next weekend for the meet. And that's kind of just where we are. So the plan here is to take Sunday off, which is today, and then I will be hitting my squat and my bench press workout as normal on Monday. And then I will take Tuesday off. I will move Thursday's deadlift and upper body weakness assessment day. I will move that to Wednesday, and I will take away the deadlifts. So I will try to be dumping some of this fatigue. It's just kind of ironic that this came up right after I had started a fatigue-inducing volume block, but these opportunities don't come up all the time, and I think it's important to take them occasionally and to step out of your comfort zone and try something that has the potential to be challenging in a different way and fun and a good, memorable experience. So thank you guys. I'm going to do my best this week to prepare myself to the best of my ability, and definitely understand that I'm kind of going in a little bit of a disadvantage, but if the only reason you ever went to do an event was because you felt way more prepared than everybody else there, it kind of takes away a little bit of the purity of competition. So going to give it my best. Thank you all for following along. Thank you all for the support, and I will talk to you very soon after Monday's squats and bench. So bye.